Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler from the Emerging Civil War social media team, and I am joined today by my good friend Joe. Joe, thanks for sitting and talking today with us. Just a couple of questions. Given that we're talking a lot about 1864 today, I want to know if there's anything in particular from 1864 that just speaks out to you and that you really, really just want to focus on and talk about.
Well, it's going to be biased, but it would be the Tennessee campaign of 1864.
Okay, I was kind of hoping that's where it would go.
Well, it would be something if I said, well, they shouldn't do a valley. It's certainly gotten my attention.
They would.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like the actions around D.C. No, it's definitely the Tennessee campaign of 1864. I think it is kind of the great bookend for the Western theater, particularly for the Western Confederacy. You know, after Franklin, after Nashville, there's just nothing left, and I think it is the ultimate kind of conclusion.
Right.
But it's a conclusion that then gets its little epilogue as the Army kind of splinters off and goes to Alabama and goes off to North Carolina. And some men just simply go home. Yeah.
And it's interesting because I'm used to studying Hood at Gettysburg and places out here, so you're studying him in a whole different ballgame. What is the difference between Hood, minus the appendages that are missing now? What are the differences of a Hood in Tennessee and a Hood in Virginia?
Well, Hood, I don't think that there is a difference. I think he's the same soldier in 1864 as he was in 1862.
Okay.
Just as aggressive, just as tough, and I think just as kind of tactically able. Now, I know the second that I said that, there's a comment section that's going to blow up underneath this video because I just said that John Bell Hood is tactically competent and perfectly able, but he was. And he was a good soldier. And I think that's the part that so much of legend and lore and myth has led us to believe that somehow, he loses the partial use of the arm, even though he's got about 80% functionality.
Right.
And he loses the whole right leg. And all of a sudden that's supposed to change him. Well, by all accounts, when you look at him and you look at his reports and you look at how he fights, he's still fighting the exact same way, which is in the Lee school of being aggressive and staying on the offensive. So if you're going to criticize Hood, you got to criticize Lee.
Yeah. Fair enough. I like that. All right, and to wrap us up here, I want to bring our attention to the Emerging Civil War. So I believe this is your first symposium.
This is first symposium, yeah.
So knowing ECW now and being able to talk with a lot of us and work with the folks here, what does Emerging Civil War mean to you? What does that kind of like invoke in your head?
Well, I certainly have enjoyed the symposium. It's always fun to be around like-minded people and get to talk a great deal about Civil War and the state of public history and preservation, all those things. That's always fun.
Absolutely.
But the voices within Emerging Civil War, I mean, we're just sitting in the background while Evan and Neil were talking, and we're walking past guys like Drew Gruber, and we're talking with John Hennessy yesterday. So I feel pretty cool that you got to talk to John Hennessy, and now you're talking to me. So it's like, hey, those big shoes, right? This is a big chair now. But to have younger voices in the field, like myself, like yourself, like Evan, like Drew, we're counting our five people under 30, but to have those voices and to be able to get new kind of inclusive ideas out there in the field, I think that's the great kind of benefit of a field of an institution like Emerging Civil War, and to it's not the first rodeo with ECW. I've got a couple of articles out there. I've got a couple blogs, right? But it's always good to be around these people and to kind of get a chance to share what's going on in the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Joe does amazing work at the Franklin Battlefield Trust, so make sure if you're ever down there, say hi to Joe and all the good work he's doing there. And until next time, we will see you online and on the battlefield.